Hi everyone, my name is Aila Ganic and I will be a journalist for the Climate Change Nebraska internship this summer. A little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska, but my parents are refugees from Bosnia, making me a proud Bosnian American. This fall, I will be a sophomore at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. My major is political science with a minor in business, and I am also working towards a public policy analysis certificate. I'm on the Cornhusker speech team, Embrace, which is a statewide Nebraska climate action movement, in the College of Arts and Sciences Inquire program. I'm also the recruitment chair for Sustain UNL. In my free time, I like to bike and embroider. This past spring, I co-wrote the story about climate change's impacts on mental health. And I'll be honest, this wasn't really an easy story to write. It required having a lot of tough conversations with students about the reality of climate change and what that means for their future and our future. It also forced me to confront my own fears and anxiety about Earth's future. But through all this, I kind of realized that, we're not alone. Having these conversations made me realize that this is a generational issue, and although it is really scary, it is something that we will face together. And through all of these conversations I have with students, I was also really inspired to hear what everyone was doing for sustainability and for climate action policy. And I think that this passion I heard from students made me almost feel comforted that we will get through this together and we will get climate policy action enacted. Another thing I learned while writing the story is that many people suffering from eco-anxiety are suffering in silence. People who experience this toll on their mental health often feel like their feelings aren't validated, and so they don't really share with other people. So my main hope for the story is that people who are experiencing eco-anxiety and read it realize that they're not alone and that there are a lot of resources for them to help, and also with that it is a validated feeling, considering the future of our Earth and everything that's going on around us. And then I also hope that people who read the story and aren't suffering from eco-anxiety realize that this is a real issue, that they check up on their loved ones, and that they also become advocates for those who are suffering from eco-anxiety. This summer, I have decided to dedicate my energy to this project because of its mission to bring awareness to what climate change means for our state of Nebraska. Ever since I was young, I was always passionate about issues of social injustice. I cared a lot about the earth and sustainability, but it was never really at the top of my priority list for things I was actively taking action for. But then after joining Sustain UNL this year, I learned about the intersection of social injustice and environmentalism. After learning about environmental justice, this really became one of my top priorities, and I decided to become part of climate activism and participate in it. And so, although journalism has never really been my form of activism that I've taken in the past, this has been a really empowering experience this past spring to write a story about it. I think that climate action policy will come from a lot of different forms of activism that push our elected officials to enact it, and I definitely think that journalism will be one of the top forms of activism that will bring about change in our society and with our elected officials. Another reason I'm working on this project this summer is because my study abroad trip to Poland got canceled. Obviously, I was really excited for the trip, especially because it was centered around my political science major, so I was really excited for the skills and experiences that would come from studying in other countries' social issues and government. But on the other hand, I'm really excited to work on a project that has the power to influence public opinion and push our elected officials to enact climate action policy. So I know great things are going to come out of these 8 weeks, and I'm really excited to work on them. In the future, I hope to be in a position where I'm able to directly enact policy change for environmental and social issues. Post-graduation, I hope to attend law school in preparation for either working in government or being a lawyer in a field that I am passionate about. Regardless of where I end up, I want to continue being an activist. I just strongly believe that all of us should be working to continuously make our communities a more equitable and just place for all people. Other than my career, I hope to travel often and continue learning about cultures different than my own in the future. So yeah, overall, I am so excited to work with my passionate peers and professors on this 8-week project and see what the final product is. Thank you.